Good morning, everybody. It's gonna be a gorgeous day today. I'm sitting on my front porch listening to the birds sing and smelling the wisteria. It smells so good. And it reminded me of a story that I'm gonna share with you guys this morning. It's called The Little Old Lady Who Lived in a Vinegar Bottle. The version I'm gonna share with you is a version told by Margaret Read MacDonald. And so this is how the story goes. Once upon a time, there was an old woman who lived in a vinegar bottle. I mean, think about that. A vinegar bottle is a small, cramped place, and living in it wouldn't be very fun. And so every morning she sat on her front stoop and she complained. Oh, what a pity, what a pity, what a pity that I should have to live in a vinegar bottle. Why, I deserve to live in a lovely cottage with a thatched roof and a front porch with a rocking chair and fragrant vines growing up the side of the house. That is what I deserve. Well, one morning a fairy was flying by and she heard the old woman complaining, and she thought, well, if that's what she wants, that's what she'll get. And so she flew over to the old woman and she said, tonight when you go to bed, turn around 3 times, close your eyes, and in the morning, see what you see. Well, the old woman thought that fairy was likely batty, but she did as she was told. That evening, when she went to bed, she turned around 3 times. She closed her eyes, and when she awakened in the morning, she was in a cottage. It was charming. It was just what she'd always wanted. She jumped up. She ran out onto the front porch. There was a rocking chair. She sat down. She began to rock. The sweet scent of wisteria wafted to her nose through the air. This is what I've always wanted. This is my heart's desire. I will be happy here forever. But not a word of thanks did she give to the fairy. Well, the fairy had work to do. The fairy flew to the north. She flew to the south. She flew to the east. And she flew to the west. She took care of all her business. And then she remembered that old woman. You know, the one that lived in the vinegar bottle. She wondered how she was getting along, and so she flew to see. When she approached, however, she heard the old woman complaining. Oh, what a pity, what a pity, what a pity that I should have to live in such a small cottage. Why, I deserve to live in a much finer home. I deserve to live in a row house with handsome row houses on either side and perhaps red roses planted on the stoop in the front. That is what I deserve. Well, the fairy thought, well, if that's what she wants, that's what she'll get. And so the fairy flew over to the old woman and said, tonight when you go to bed, turn around 3 times, close your eyes, and in the morning see what you shall see. Well, that evening, the woman turned around 3 times, closed her eyes, and went to sleep. And when she awakened in the morning, she was in the most handsome row house. Oh my goodness gracious. There were 3 stories, and there were big windows on the front with lace curtains. And the furniture, it was mahogany with velvet upholstery. It was the cat's pajamas for the time, let me tell you. She was so happy. She thought, this is what I've always wanted. This is my heart's desire. I shall be happy here forever. But not a word of thanks did she give to that fairy. Well, the fairy had work to do. The fairy flew to the north. She flew to the south. She flew to the east. And she flew to the west. She took care of all the business she needed to take care of. And then she started wondering about that old woman. You know, the one who lived in the vinegar bottle. Well, she decided to go check on her. But as she flew near, she heard the old woman complaining. Oh, what a pity, what a pity, what a pity that I should live in such a cramped row house with commoners on either side. Why, I am a fine lady. I should live in a mansion on a hill. That is what I deserve. The fairy thought, well, if that's what she wants, that's what she'll get. And the fairy flew to the old woman and said, tonight when you go to bed, turn around 3 times, close your eyes, and in the morning, see what you see. Well, the old woman did as she was told. That evening, she turned around 3 times, she closed her eyes, and when she awakened in the morning, she was in a mansion. Oh my goodness, she started running around exploring. There were 10 bedrooms. There were 10 bathrooms. There was a library. There was a music room. There was a ballroom. There was a study. Oh, it was fabulous. She started to run outside to see what the grounds looked like, and a butler opened the front door for her. And a maid curtsied and said, may I get you some tea, madam? This is what I've always wanted. This is my heart's desire. I shall be happy here forever, thought the old woman. But not a word of thanks did she give that fairy. Well, the fairy had work to do. The fairy flew to the north. She flew to the south. She flew to the east. And she flew to the west. She took care of all the business she needed to attend to. And then she started wondering about that old woman. You know, the one who lived in the vinegar bottle? She decided to check on her. And so she flew to where the woman was. But as she approached, she heard that old woman complaining. Oh, what a pity, what a pity, what a pity that I should have to live in a mansion all by myself with only a butler and a maid. Why, I am so wise. I should be a queen living in a castle with many, many servants to command and lots of people around the countryside waiting to hear my every proclamation. That is what I deserve. The fairy thought, well, if that's what she wants, that's what she'll not get. And she flew over to the old woman and she said, tonight when you go to bed, turn around 3 times, close your eyes, and in the morning, see what you shall see. Well, that old woman didn't even wait. She went straight to bed. She turned around 3 times. She closed her eyes. And when she awoke in the morning, she was back in her vinegar bottle. The fairy said, if you're not happy here, you won't be happy there, because happiness comes from the heart, not from the house. And that is the story of the old woman and the vinegar bottle. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye. See you soon. Take care.